I thought I'd try something completely different today. I've been listening to the H3 podcast, and in fact, I've been listening to Bert Kreischer. I think his name's Bert Kreischer, and he's been on the H3 podcast. He's been on Joe Rogan, and I think he's also been on First We Feast. And he's just like he just seems like a really funny comedian. And he has this idea. He's been doing a podcast called the Open Tabs podcast, where he goes through just a whole load of open tabs, and he goes through and he closes them. I'm not going to close them because I'm going to try and I should have kept all the links, but I'm going to copy all the links and put them underneath a YouTube video. So this is my complete copy of Open Tabs, Bert Kreischer. Got a few things open today, lots of music stuff. So in the famous words of Philip DeFranco, let's just jump in. So the first thing I've got here is just for anybody who hasn't seen one before. I get quite a few of these. This is YouTube. A copyright claim was created for content in No Agenda Explains QAnon. And I'll show you a clip from that video in a minute. But basically, the Orchard Music, IODA and InGrooves have made a claim. And essentially that's because, it's a music video. So it's a music video which was based on a No Agenda end of show mix. So at the end of No Agenda episodes, the listeners, producers, they call the listeners producers, the listeners send in music mixes that they've made, quite often based on things that were said or covered in the show. And I made a video based around one of those. But clearly, you can hear it in the background. There's a copyright song, so it's fair cop. And what it means is it's possible that somebody else has monetized my video, which of course, weirdly, doesn't affect me at all now. There was a time when it would have done, and I would have probably tried to find a way. Well, you couldn't find a way around it on this. Maybe I wouldn't have made the video, I don't know. But right now, it just doesn't affect me because I'm one of the smaller. I've got less than 1,000 subscribers, so it doesn't affect me. Okay, so I'm going to pause the background music. That's better. This is the No Agenda video I was talking about, so I'll just play a little tiny bit of that. Let's get the volume up now.
Vision. I see it clearly.
For more on this conspiracy theory.
My phone's ringing. Can you believe it? Well, yeah, I can believe it. It's not that amazing. I should have switched my phone off. Thank you.
And how it's spread. I'm joined by the NewsHour's PJ Tobia, who's been following this. PJ, first of all, what is QAnon?
This all started last fall on 4chan, which is an anonymous online message board.
There we go.
So yeah, QAnon. I really want to do a video about QAnon and do a whole load of research into it and find some of the breadcrumbs on 8chan and all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, please comment. I think it's a good time to go through some of the comments on my videos. So in the last few days, and I think this is really interesting to look at. So the No Agenda one took me a couple of days, maybe 2 days to edit. That's had 100 views. I'm really pleased with that. Had 2 likes and 1 dislike. We'll come back to the dislike in a minute. So, Scarce responds to his fight. This is something that I saw on Twitter, and it took me a minute to video it on OBS and put it onto YouTube. That's had 3,300 views, 12 comments, 46 likes, 3 dislikes. So, I was watching a video the other day that was talking about how the amount of effort that you put in is not always proportional to the response that you get. So you can definitely see that here. 3,300 views, and everybody loves Scarce. I really like Scarce. That's why I uploaded the video. That's why it's got 46 likes. And all these comments, just good sport, respect, great. I I don't know why somebody's responded with "I am a big fucking noodle." Not sure about that one. But what I wanted to say on the comments was that on the No Agenda QAnon one, somebody has commented to say that the music's too loud. And it is a music video, but I think, to be fair, the title that I gave the video initially was around, it was like No Agenda Explains QAnon. So I think I attracted some people who thought they were going to get an explanation, and it's not. It's just a funny music video. So I think that might be the dislike, and I changed it. So I've just changed it to No Agenda QAnon Music Mix. So it's a bit more honest. It's still getting a lot of views because I posted something on the No Agenda Reddit and I think the No Agenda Facebook page. So I think, No Agenda producers are watching it and enjoying it in the spirit that it was presented. But yeah, please comment below if you want a QAnon video. There must be millions of them. There's no need for me to do it. It's just something I want to do. Okay, so that's my YouTube channel. It seems like a really good time because I've got all these tabs open. There was this story about Alex Jones. Alex Jones spotted with transgender porn on phone despite transphobic rants. So let's have a look at that.
Personal wellness company here. It's just been my own products, but these are so good. And I heard about it from family and then from George Norrie and others that I had to get involved. InfoWars, yes. There's no space in that. InfoWarsYes.com to go look all of this up. And it is extremely...
There is one of these tabs. So anyway, somebody's paused it and worked out what it is. And it's right-wing conspiracy theorist accused of hypocrisy after naughty T-Babe video appears on screen. So that's Alex. And I did think about, if I'm going to do this open tabs, that there ought to be like a bonus porn tab every episode, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. So this is suddenly going to a much darker place. If payday lender Wonga collapses, what will it mean for customers? So this is a bit of a, you sort of think, well, just the whole thing with Wonga is just, it's pretty awful, really, isn't it? I remember I posted on Facebook a few years ago because it was something that I'd seen. Is anyone watching this? Let me just see if anyone's watching this live. Nope. Okay. Max Kaiser did a thing once about how the best place to be is where the money's pouring out. If you're in a position where you can borrow money at 0.5% and then lend it to people at these crazy 1,000, 2,000% levels, then, it's a pretty good way to print money, but it's also, and I'm going to say it, it's a pretty evil way to make money. And, this to me, you see all sorts of things on the news about people preying on the most vulnerable in society. And yet Wonga gets to run TV adverts and they prey on the most vulnerable in society. I can't see any other way of looking at it. And it's like, if Wonga collapses, I guess the people who are going to be hurt by it are the shareholders, the employees, and the directors. And I just can't see anybody else thinking, that it's a bad thing. I mean, I guess the other problem would be if they've lent you money and you've come to some sort of arrangement about how to pay it back, then you might be worried about if somebody else takes over, will they push harder? Will they, call in the bailiffs? I don't know. But the other thing was that in my previous job, I worked in the city, and this person, who's the group chief executive at Wonga, is somebody that I used to work, I won't say with, but I've sat in meetings with this person, and she was lovely, and she went to work for Wonga, and so it'd be a shame for her, but just, I don't want to sound really judgmental, but I don't see how society benefits from people who take advantage of people who are struggling, who need to borrow money, and then charge them exorbitant rates for it. I can't see how that makes the world a better place. So on the next tab we've got Elon Musk doubles down on pedo claims against UK cave diver. Tesla boss criticised for calling Vernon Unsworth, who helped free Thai cave boys, a pedo. Elon Musk appears to have doubled down on his claim. So further on, so initially what he said, so what happened was Elon was basically building a kind of a submarine to try and help to free the Thai boys, and although it was, you know, it was good of him to try to spend his time and money trying to help out, it did seem a little ill-conceived, given that some of the people who were on the ground were saying, you know, about some of the tight spaces and the tight corners, and you know that really, well, the method that they came up with, it worked, didn't it? And so some people were criticising him, and this guy criticised Elon, and then Elon tweeted, I think he tweeted that he's a pedo guy, and I bet you a signed dollar it's true, and then he deleted both tweets. He has never presented any evidence for the allegation, nor claimed to have any. He apologised for the remark last month after Unsworth threatened to sue. Tesla shares dived, and the company's investors issued an open letter demanding Musk apologise. Musk was responding to another critic on Twitter on Tuesday night when he appeared to reaffirm the accusation. You don't think it's strange that he hasn't sued me? He was offered free legal services, he wrote. Did you investigate at all? I'm guessing the answer is no. Why? He wrote in subsequent tweets that are still online. So somebody tweeted, one other thing, Elon, your dedication to facts and truth would have been wonderful if applied to that time when you called someone a pedo. You don't think it's strange he hasn't sued me? He was offered free legal services, etc. So that's Elon, all caught up on Elon. Twitter, just got a tweet here from Team Salvato. I'm kind of really obsessed with Doki Doki Literature Club at the moment, so yeah, I just thought I'd keep that tab open. I know it's like way too late, but I'd love to do a Doki Doki video. I'm thinking about doing it. I think it'll get about 5 views because that moment passed about 6 months ago, but it was really good fun watching all the big guys, all the gamer YouTubers playing Doki Doki. House of Fraser owner Sports Direct has hit out at greedy landlords over looming job cuts. The Mike Ashley-owned firm is attempting to slash rents in a bid to prevent stores from closing, warning landlords that time is running out to rescue jobs. Earlier this month, Sports Direct acquired House of Fraser for $90 million after it collapsed into administration, and pledged to reduce the number of stores scheduled to close from 31 to a dozen. And this just, again, I'm touching on politics, which I shouldn't. I don't know anything about it really, but when you walk around Birmingham city centre, you see the new developments that are full of all the fancy shops, and then some of the other bits that have been kind of neglected. And there's one area in Birmingham called Martineau Place, where there's a number of empty shops, and they've been empty that long that they've taken the time to put up like wallpaper on the glass that looks like there's a shop there, and you've got this whole area that just, it's like a mock-up of a shopping area, and you just think, I mean, I don't know about the economics of being a landlord particularly, but you do wonder if, certainly, like, let's forget their economics for a second. If they just cut the rent and got some local businesses in there, you'd think that would kind of help everyone. But, you know, I'm sure there's a lot more to it than that. Okay, and now we're just going to get onto some music tabs. One of my musical friends on Facebook shared this. It's a gig that he's involved with, which, well, it was just absolutely fantastic. And how many strings has this bass got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-string bass. Check this out. You've got the bass, you've got like a Hammond organ sound, and and I think that there might be a couple of guitarists in this band, and I don't know if Kirk Fletcher is in this performance, but he's scheduled to be performing with this band soon. Kirk Fletcher is amazing. So let's go. Isn't that fantastic? Ooh, hello. Ah, I got a new follower. Yay! Thank you for following. Okay, so wow, that's kind of blown me away a bit. So when I do the YouTube video, I'm gonna post links to all this stuff, but this one I don't think I can post a link to it because it's on Facebook. So just come and follow me on Facebook or friend me up on Facebook. That'd be great. Thank you very much. So just going to go through a few more music bits now. This all came up because there was a whole thread on Facebook asking for singer-songwriters, and I'm in a band called Bangford, and I posted the link to Bangford, and then somebody commented later on about 2 musicians that really stood out, and this was absolutely incredible. So let's have a listen to Guy Jones. Actually, I'm going to do Matt Sayer first. Matt Sayer, Carry Me Home acoustic, and this reminded me of the music from, what's it called, Detectorists. That lovely intro music to Detectorists, and I can't remember who did that now, but this is a lovely bit of guitar-based folk.
Somewhere between happiness and freedom, we wake up out of that dream. Somewhere between being okay and broken, gives the heart some reason to sing. The light goes out and we're left finding matches, hoping that a spark will light the way. But sometimes it's the darkness that allows you to find your own way. Oh, carry me home off of this straight and narrow road. I followed it for miles and now I don't know where to go. 'Cause sunsets just remind me of all the light I used to know. Now it's time I go. So darling, carry me home.
Just makes you wonder what's going on in the world, doesn't it? When I don't know, I mean, let's look at the positives. You can go on YouTube and you can listen to that music over and over again anytime you want to for free. And there are so many musicians out there that are doing this. Matt Sayers has 57 subscribers. This video has 62 views and 2 likes. What's going on? So anyway, I'll definitely post a link to this under the YouTube video. This one has got this is Guy Jones, Albany Honey. What a fantastic video.
There you go. I pressed it.
Yeah,
say we didn't waste time, still had love. We seemed to find Indiana always gave enough. You'd say nothing but speak so loud. Put your hand on my shoulder, said I'm sticking around. I knew that every day from then you'd always have my love. But if there's fear on your back, honey, don't let go. 'Cause I'll be right there holding your hand. We hit that hard road. I never had it down for running. Swear we'll never feel too low. 'Cause Albany, honey, is where we're gonna find our home. I think it was summer in '92. We packed our beat up Chevrolet and made our move. Took a road a little east past Highway 35. We made it into town, he gave a little smile. Here's a Miller and a Camel, let's wait for a while. Think of how far we've come and found a better life. But if there's fear on your back, honey, don't let go.
Such a great video. I was really loving that. I nearly played the whole thing. I've been live for 22 minutes already. This is going to be a long ass YouTube video. Oh, yes. Now, I think I need to look into whether this is I'm not sure if this is a Harvey Andrews song or not. But there's a mention of Harvey Andrews in the comment, in the whatever. Nobody knows what this thing's called at the bottom of a YouTube video. I keep forgetting what it's called anyway. It's not the comments. It's the other thing. The information. So this is something that happens, I think it's in the Midlands, somewhere in England. There's the narrowboat sessions. They've got a Facebook page. I follow them on Facebook. Really glad to see that they've got a YouTube channel. They've got 537 subscribers. This video has had 143 views and 5 likes, and it's actually unbelievable. It's Karl Robins. I know Karl very well on Facebook. I don't know Karin at all, but they're just great together. And this is a really heartbreaking song. So you know, have a look at the link, and I hope you enjoy the song. But it's a story. Getting quite emotional even now just thinking about it. It's a story about how we walk past people in the street, and particularly these days, over the last few years, there are a lot of people living on the streets, and they've all got a story, and this is the story of Anne Naysmith, I think.
Annie sleeps in a cardboard box. The West End lights, only a few blocks, ignored by commuters rushing to work. They don't want to think of her in all her dirt, but Annie keeps a secret no one would guess. In her youth she was a great success, a concert pianist of wide acclaim, a student of Royal Academy fame. In her mind she still plays the piano, fingers moving across the keys, and high above, in a place no one can reach her, a place where she can be anything she wants to be. When love came and left, she took to drink. Her mind was in tatters, she didn't want to think, and her life fell apart, she no longer cared. Her mind was broken beyond repair. In her mind, she still plays the piano, fingers moving across the keys, and high above, in a place no one can reach her, a place where she can be anything she wants to be. Annie sleeps forever in a cardboard box the council paid when her life was lost. Only one workman stood by her graveside, shoveling dirt 2 foot wide, but from a window nearby she can hear a piano, fingers moving across the keys, and the workman, he stops his toil to listen, then hums that tune repeatedly. In his mind, she still plays the piano, fingers moving across the keys, and high above, in a place no one can reach her, a place where she can be anything she wants to be. On his way home, the workman calls at the old record stall. That tune in his head just won't leave him alone, and so he hums the tune to the stall holder's delight, who goes off in search of a box that he thinks just might, and then finally he returns with an old 78. It's played by Anne Naysmith, that's 2 quid made, and the workman, he plays it over and over again, and racks his brain to remember where he's seen that name. In his mind, she still plays the piano, fingers moving across the keys, and high above, in a place no one can reach her, a place where she can be anything she wants to be. Anything she wants to be.
I couldn't pause that. That really was something, wasn't it? And I need to do my Anne Naysmith. Oh my god, it's a true story. Anne Naysmith, 1937 to the 10th of February 2015, was a British classical pianist who became notable later in life for sleeping rough in Chiswick, West London. Oh my god. She was born Anne Smith in Essex in 1937. Her family moved to Hounslow, West London when she was 8. The Naismith was added much later. Naismith studied with Harold Craxton and Lisa at the Royal Academy of Music and gave a well-received recital at Wigmore Hall in 1967, but experienced personal difficulties in the late 1960s and was evicted from her house in Prebend Gardens, Chiswick. Following her eviction, Naismith... Oh, that's spelt wrong on Wikipedia. Following her eviction, Naismith slept in her car for 26 years until 2002 when it was towed away. I think I heard about this. When it was towed away following campaigning from neighbours to have it removed. Oh my god. Naismith... Oh. What are we like? Naismith then lived in a handmade shelter next to Stamford Brook Underground Station. The Guardian noted parallels with Mary Shepherd, the subject of Alan Bennett's 1999 play that... Oh yeah, that's what I've heard about, The Lady in the Van, who had also been a classical pianist. Naismith died after being hit by a truck. Anne Naysmith song. Wow, you learn something new every day. You learn something new every day. I was going to do the Bill Burr. I've got Bill Burr's issues with airline boarding passes as well, which I'll put a link to underneath. But yeah, that's it. Or what should I end with? I think a bit more of this.
It takes a fall to know you can go higher. Oh, it takes a heartbreak to know love. It takes a little risk to know how far you can go, but